What up, YouTube? About to hop into some NF interview. I did the first one, and this is gonna be a part two. And it's right where I left it off at. And it took me a while to get his interviews together because I wanted to listen to his music and understand his music. So when I jump into these interviews, I actually know what he's talking about and what he's talking about his music from his mom and everything. So I won't be so lost, but I have you guys here to help me out with that. But let's jump into this. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, and let's hop in.
Has an addiction, so just it's like a thank you to you being able to actually express those types of things, because some of us aren't able to do that and convey in the way that you do. So it is appreciated, and I'm sure you hear that from fans all the time.
I think for me it's just my mom's, maybe your mom's still alive or whatever.
She is.
Yeah, so, and maybe even though she is, you're not able to have conversations, but I just, sometimes the way I think about it, and I would tell people, and I don't know your situation, so maybe this doesn't work at all, but if my mom was here, I would want to, I just wish I could have like an adult conversation.
Right.
Where like, when she died, I was 18 years old or whatever I was exactly. Like I wasn't in a place where I could have ever had legit conversations about life, about, you know what I mean? Because I'm 28 now and I still am trying to figure out who I am. You know, my album's called The Search.
Yeah, like you're still searching.
Yeah, it's like I think everyone in life is looking and searching for something, even if you don't know exactly what it is. You know, whether it's...
Yeah, that's real talk, man. Even though he's like 20-something years old, he's still searching. I think we all still searching for something, man. I'm still searching. And not having a mom, it's like you're going to be searching even more because you still have that hole in your heart because you don't have answers or you don't have nobody to talk to. I don't know about his father, if he have his father in his life or not, but yeah, that's crazy, man. But he speaks.
Or it's you're trying to figure out your job, or you're trying to figure out who you are and who you want to be, or who you want to, you know, do you want to get married? Do you want whatever? Like every person in this room, every person in life is like working towards something. And I think one thing I would tell a lot of people, one of the most depressing times of my entire life in the process of writing this album was like after I dropped Perception, and then I was touring and I was doing all these interviews, and I got a #1 on Billboard. It was great timing for me when I put it out, but still I ended up getting a #1 on Billboard, and everything, and my tour sold out. Like I was doing all these things that I dreamed of my whole life. I just did not feel happy about it. And I think that's one of the lowest, that was the lowest point of my whole life, because I think it'd be like your whole life, maybe you had this dream, even if you didn't understand what it looked like. Like a lot of people can say, I want to be an artist, I want to do shows, I want to do touring. But
once you get into it,
you don't really know what that is until you start doing it.
Well, it's like what Biggie said, right? More money, more problems.
Yeah.
So once you achieve that status, more problems come.
I hear that a lot. When you make it to the top, you like, all you want to be an artist or making all this money, fans and all this stuff, but when you make it there, you're still sad or still lonely, but your finance is good, bills are paid, anything, but you still have this missing piece. That's crazy. Like, I don't know.
With that.
Yeah, and there's different kind of problems. Some people, I don't really know. I don't really talk to a lot of artists, so I don't really know. But some of the artists I have talked to, like, mental health's like a serious thing. You know, like, it's a struggle that I think a lot of people have, and music's always been an emotional place for me to write, so you just hear about it a lot in mine. The lowest place I've ever been, touring and doing all that and not feeling anything, and that's what's so interesting about it, is I feel like everybody's chasing that thing that I've been chasing my whole life, except I arrived at it. And I think other people do that too. They're like, hey, I'm going to get this job, and I'm going to save money. I'm going to get married. I'm gonna have a house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a kid. I need to save up so I can get this house. Oh, we're gonna need this kind of car for this, and like all this stuff. And it makes sense. I'm not like knocking that. I do the same thing. I'm not saying you wouldn't smile or be happy if someone came today and was like, hey, here's $2 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I'm saying like 5 months from now, if money's no longer like an issue for you, and to some extent it'll always there's a lot of things like more money, more problems can become a thing. Yeah. But like 6 months from now, if you didn't have to work anymore, this all sounds so positive, so this is going to sound so weird, but if you achieved your goal, or let's say you weren't even given it, let's say you your whole life you were trying to be a musician, or you were trying to write a book, and you were like, if I could just get the #1 selling book, and then you put out a book finally after years and years of work, and it went #1, and you had this little moment of joy or happiness, and then it kind of like went away very quickly. At least for me, I was just kind of left sitting there like, well, what else is there?
And like you said, the new album's called The Search, so that's the next stage.
Yeah.
But like you just said something really interesting about regretting certain decisions you made musically, moving back. I'm Free. Do you regret the album cover?
Oh my God.
You look like Justin Timberlake in 2002. I thought I was watching a JT music video when I saw that album cover.
No, I've actually posted photos, and of course I delete them because they're terrible. I always do that with my fans. I'll like post stuff and delete it just because it's like a funny thing with my fans. Like anyone who's a hardcore fan has seen me when I used to wear, well, I talk about it in No Name as well. I don't know if you've heard that, but I talk about when I used to wear like a tie and like a vest and stuff. So,
but you know, there's that screenshot feature. People that ain't going away.
Oh no, that photo.
The internet is forever.
That photo will live on forever.
Yes,
for sure.
So let's switch gears a little bit. Recently there was this whole thing on the internet about top 50 MCs, and we know it's a really big thing in rap, and you've spoken about it on one of your records about you don't care about being top 10, etc., etc. I'm not going to ask you to name your top 50 MCs, but do you have a top 5?
I would say Eminem's definitely top 5, if not #1 for me. Kendrick is amazing. Yeah, I don't know if I have an exact top 5. The other thing is people always ask me who I'm listening to, and it really depends on my mood, and honestly I don't listen to a lot of artists other than what I'm working on for me. Over the past like 2 years, I've barely listened to anybody's music. Like I have some, but you would probably be shocked. Because when I'm working on my own albums and stuff, sure, if like a new record comes out, I'll listen to it, but barely at all anymore. Just because I'm constantly, either I'm writing my own album or I'm in the studio and I'm constantly listening to beats. Even when I drive down the road, I'm listening to my mixes, I'm listening to the beats that I got, trying to come up with song ideas. I'll write random lines while I'm driving. Like I've written some lines just while I'm driving down the street. I'll talk into my phone while I'm playing a beat. So
a lot of artists do that though, and they say they don't like to listen to other artists when they're creating, because also there's this whole phenomena at the moment of people being accused of plagiarizing when really it might have been inspiration. There's like this thin line. So when you're listening to other people when you're creating,
it's also very hard, I feel like, with rap. I've got to the point now where I'll like write a line and I'll be like, oh, that's clever. And then I'll go and Google and try to see...
Straight onto Genius.
Well, I'll try to see, like, has anyone written this line? Or is this different enough? Or is this whatever? And still sometimes it's like, the line is still... Especially with rap, because it's so many words. It's like, it's almost impossible to not do that sometimes. And then I'm just annoyed.
No idea is original, right? Nas said it best, you know. It's really, really hard to get those... original.
I think it's weird for me because now I'm in a place where like millions and millions of people are hearing something.
Yes.
When I write it. So coming into this album, it was different for me because with Perception, I had no idea.
Perception. Was that one another album he got, or is that a track? Let me know. This guy's so humble, so chill, so humble, man.
Yeah, at that point, if millions and millions, millions of people had heard my music, but it was like a way smaller scale for like my album Therapy.
I know my butt would hurt sitting on that dang chest for a while.
Then coming into Perception, I never had radio, first of all, so I didn't even know what that even meant, really. And I never had millions and millions, like, at that level, I guess, consistently listening to a song or my album. So when that record came out, it was just, like, the first time for me where I was like, whoa. So many people looking at what, you know, it'd be like right now if I was like...
Man, I'm going to stop right there, man. I'm going to hop into the next one. I'm cutting it up to 3. I think I could do maybe 4. Maybe 4. I'm trying to do 10, 1, 10, 10, 10, chopping them up. Because it's like a, 30, 40 minute video, you know, something like that. But yeah, man, I hope you guys like that, man. This guy is very interesting to learn. I like to pick his brain. That's why I listen to his music. Super dope, man. Super dope. Let me know if you guys want to check out the next interview. If you guys interested with me chopping them up, just let me know. Hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and chop it up down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. LO6 is out. And hopefully tonight, I'll probably drop some more stuff out for you guys.